Welcome back to Simright Fashion Academy YouTube channel for another interesting tutorial. In this class, I'll be showing you how to make this flayed ruched crop top. So this crop top, we have an elastic at the under bust line, as you can see right there on the thumbnail and right here on the dress. So if this is what you want to learn, please stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. Thank you. I'll be showing you how to make a simple ruched crop top, as you can see right there on the thumbnail. So this ruched crop top is actually a crop top and is ruched at the under bust. Okay, so you can also use this technique to ruche it at the waistline, but I prefer to have it at the under bust line. You can also make it a longer top. You can also make it a crop top. So I'm making it a crop top because the fabric I have here, I don't want to start joining the fabric. So if you want to make it a full top, then you can go with 2 yards. I have one and a half yard to demonstrate what we have right there on the thumbnail. So I'll also be working with my elastic band, as you can see. So when we get there, we'll be cutting the elastic band we need for the ruched part, and we need our bias to tape the neckline and the sleeve line. Okay, so this crop top can be used for summer. Okay, you can use it as a summer top. You can also use it as a casual top. You can use it for a poolside top. So to begin this tutorial, the first thing we are going to do now, this is the 1.5 yards. Okay, if I measure everything all around, is 1.5. So I put my 1.5 yards together. So I put it together. So once I put it together, I have the folded edge. So this part I have here is folded, and this part is the part I put together. Okay, my 1.5 yards of fabric. So the next thing I'm going to do now, pick up the end of this and do this, form like a triangle. Can you see? So I'm forming a triangle with it. So once I form a triangle with it, then we'll start up. I have to turn it to the back piece now. So this is what I have. As you can see, when I turn it, this is the folded part and this is the open part. So you make sure you align it. So this part, okay, is the part that is on fold all through. So you have to keep it this way on a straight line before we start constructing. So now I'm working with shoulder 15 inches, and this 15 inches, this is it. So my 15 inches, I'm going to take away 1 inch for this dress. Okay, that is, I will work with shoulder 14. So whatever your shoulder is, just take it away. This is a sleeveless dress and we don't need it to be at the shoulder. So if your shoulder is 15, take away 1. If your shoulder is 16, take away 1 inch. So my shoulder is 15 and I'm taking away 1 inch, that is 14. 14, I'll divide it by 2. I have 7 inches. So I'll place this 7 inches this way. Okay, so I'll keep placing it this way. I need it to be very close to the tip of this dress. So I will mark 7 inches. This is my 7 inches. So on this line, I'm going to create a straight line. Okay, so I've created a straight line. So make sure this part is straight, because at this point we need an angle of 90 degrees. That is a perpendicular line. So I measure again 7 inches and I add half an inch for my bias sewing. Okay, so this is my half an inch for my bias sewing. Once you have ruled this line, which we measured at 7.5 with our bias sewing allowance, so I'm going to extend the line. So the next thing we are going to do now, right on this line, is to measure our neck width. So the neck width I'm working with is 4 inches, and the neck depth I'm working with is 4.5 inches. So I'm going to connect my neckline right now. So this neckline I'm connecting now is going to be my neckline. It's going to be the neckline for the front okay, 4 by 4.5 for the front. So I'm making a square to it, so I'll be able to get my neckline. So I'll be able to get the curve of my neckline rounded the way I want it. Okay, so I believe you are seeing this chalk line. So the next thing I'm going to do is to measure neck for the back. The neck width for the back remains 4 inches, and the neck depth for the back, I'm using 2 inches. So I mark 2 inches for the neck depth for the back. So here I'll place my pattern ruler to connect my, okay, I'm sorry about that. This is my neck width 4 inches. My neck depth for the back should be marked at the center front. Please correct that. So at the center front, I place my pattern ruler now for my neck depth for the back. So I mark my neck depth for the back, as you can see. So this is my back neckline and this is the front neckline. So my shoulder drop from this 7.5 we marked will be 1 inch. So this is my 1 inch, and I'm going to mark the shoulder drop from this line to that line. Can you see? So that becomes my shoulder drop. So your fabric should also be on a straight line facing me as you do all of this. So the next thing, on this edge, on this line, I'm going to mark 4.5 inches. Okay, this is 4.5 inches, and from this 4.5 inches I'm going to come in by 2 inches. So I come in by 2 inches. So I will connect from this point of my shoulder drop. Now I'm going to connect it to that 2 inches. Can you see that? So I've connected it. So from this 4.5 inches, I'll measure another 4 inches. Okay, so I measure another 4 inches there, and I'll place my pattern ruler at that point to meet what I have here. What I'm forming here is my armhole for this dress, for this summer dress. So can you see that? So now I'll now rule a line. In fact, I even have the line already. So I've already ruled the line. So the next thing I want to do now is to measure the top length. So this top length, from here I'll start taking my measurements. Okay, so from here I take my top length measurements. Like I said, it's a crop top we are actually making. So if you actually need it long, it depends on the length you want. So whatever length you want, you will determine that. So since it's a crop top, I'm using 23 inches. So this is my 23 inches. So this 23 inches right here, which I took from here, I'm going to place my tape at the tip to get the full circle. So once I take it here, I have 32. So everything I'm going to measure now from this point will be 32. I'll mark 32. I'll mark 32, 32, I'll mark 32, I'll mark. So I'm going to cut out the flare part of this crop top right now, which I just marked now. So this is it. Can you see that? So that is what we have right there as our top. So for the neckline for the back, I'll first cut the back and separate the inner part before I cut the front. So once I get to this point, I'm going to cut into the shoulder seam line, and I'll go into my armhole line. Can you see that? Then I'll just open up one side of this. Okay. Alright, so we might just leave it at that. You can also decide to cut it off from that point. Can you see that? So we have our crop top. So this crop top, I'll just, if you look at this point, you can see the measurement was not actually enough. So I'll just join my fabric. Okay, I'll just place my fabric at this point. I'll go over to my machine. I will join one piece of it together to make up this angle. All right, so I will take off what I have for the front piece of this dress. I've gotten the neckline for the back, so I'll just take off one piece of it. I've taken off one piece of it, which is the inner part, and then I'm going to recut the neckline, which will serve as the front neckline. All right, people, so this is what we have right here for our flayed crop top. Okay, so this is it, and this is the back. Okay, so when you put it together, we have this and this as the top. Can you see? So it's actually a beautiful top. So now we are going to bring in our elastic and mark out where we want the ruche to start. Okay, so the ruche is going to be somewhere here. Okay, so it depends on how you want to ruche it. Okay, so you can also ruche it and style it as you wish. So to mark out where we are going to have our ruche, because we are going to have an elastic ruche to it, so I'll first mark out the back piece of the front, then later I will do the same thing to the, so this is the front dress, as you can see. So I will want the ruche from the center line, from the shoulder line. I'll be marking out my ruche from this shoulder line under my bust. So under my bust is 14, as you can see. I will do 14.5 for stitching allowance. So from the tip of it, that is from the hem part to that point, is 9 inches. So I'll just go ahead and take 9 inches line, 9 inches, 9 inches. So I'm going to join this 9 inches line I marked from below. So you can see how I'm taking it after you have taken from. All right, so once I'm done with this line right now, I'm going to measure my elastic band. So this is the elastic band I'm working with. Okay, so my under bust measurement is 36 inches, and 36 divided by 2 will give me 18. So this is 18 inches. I'll add 1 inch for stitching allowance. So now I will cut 2 of it, one for front and one for back. So I'll just go over to my machine now, and I'm going to stitch this from one end to the other. So I'll drop my presser foot from this end, and I'm going to keep dragging it on this line, dragging it on this line till it forms the ruche for me. So let us. Alright, so now I want to show you how to sew this elastic. So this elastic band, you have to keep it on the line. So I've back stitched, and I'll keep sewing on top of the lines I made. So you just keep drawing or dragging it gently. You can see how I'm forming the ruche to the under bust line. Alright, so you can see the elastic, it has made the ruche for us at that under bust line. So this is what we have for the front ruche as well. So we have front and back ruched right now. So I'm going to join my shoulder seam lines, then sew my bias. I will join the shoulder seams, join the sides, then run my stitch with my, that is, use my bias strip around it. Okay, this is the ruche. You can see how beautiful it's actually looking. This is the back piece of it, looking so wonderful. So with this top, you add sleeve to it if you want. You can make it, anyhow you want to make it, but at least you have an idea how to make this beautiful top. Okay, crop top. You can even increase the length. You can even make it a gown, so it's all about your choice. So all you need to do is to get more fabric. If you want to make it a gown, instead of using 1.5, you can use 3 inches, 3 yards. Okay, if you want to make it a gown, and have your ruche either at the waist or at the underbust. So wherever you want it, just is the same procedure. So thank you very much for coming to this tutorial. Next I'm going to do is to tape my bias strip on the neckline and on the armhole. Like I said, it's a sleeveless top, crop top. So thank you very much for coming once again to this class. If you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop your comment on the comment section and your suggestions as well. Thank you for coming. See you in the next class. Bye.